Yep. Good. Here we go. We started. Then we go for TikTok as well. That's nice. And here we go. I think everything is correct. Today we are going to talk about my interview and how it went. So stay here if you want to know about it. Otherwise, let's wait for some of the questions that you guys ask for and then we move forward, right? Cool. Awesome. Who's joining already? Let me actually open up my my Twitch also, so I can actually be able to read your comment from there. And how is everybody? How's everything? Let me know. I just started, so I'll just start in a minute telling you guys how it went. I'm popping up chat as well, so that will be also there, and we are good to go. Yep. Nice. So who will be first to comment? Let's see. Twitch or TikTok? Hey, next. So basically TikTok was first. That's awesome. How do you guys get the notifications? Through Discord, right? Yeah, I think so, but yeah, that's the thing that I think. Nice. Cool. So let's talk about what I did today, and maybe I can just clear this up. Am I on WSL? Because I feel like I'm not. Alright, I am. So let me just do that Tmax instance. Alright, here we go. And we are on MVM already. Alright, so today we are going to talk about what we're going to do for this application. For sure we'll go back to the white noise app, but first of all, let's talk maybe about about what we can actually do in our front end when it comes to loading or streaming the audio files easier. And that's something that I actually need to know. What's the Z for? ZWH, that's a good question actually. So Z for me is Zeoxide, and WH is white noise, so it remembers what is white noise, so it remembers that. So if it knows that I accessed WH before, it will just go to that. If I do CH, for example, the challenge, so it will actually remember the challenges with the chat. That's another repo that I work on actually. So if I do ZTR, it will remember that I worked on a project called Trading Economics. So kind of like just that, you know. Zeoxide actually gets to know what you're doing, and you might want to install it as well. It really helps. Zeoxide, very good thing. Yeah. Hey Rev, hey everybody. Hey TikTokers as well. Hey everybody from TikTok. Welcome. Please join in, ask any questions. And I will tell you today about my interview. It went very, very, very well, right? So I can actually tell you about it in a bit of context. I give you like a bit of context, how it went, what are the questions, and so on and so forth, right? So that's something that I know you guys are interested in, and probably me too. So in a better kind of assessment, like I would like also to remember how it went and also explain to you in more details about what I did and what not, kinda. Yeah, cool. So let me actually go here and show you the application where I actually draw and start from there. All right, you got a YouTube channel? Mario asked. And TikTok. Actually, I have a YouTube channel, but it's not that much of a deal. I can actually share with you the Linktree part. In my Linktree here, you can see everything that I have. And yes, I have a YouTube channel right now that I'm streaming on, and also you can access the latest live streams, which I put all here, right? And I chose this cool car thumbnail because that's the one that I made, that I took actually from some guy on on some platform, and I really liked it. And yeah, I am on Twitch right now, and also on YouTube. So just access this link to know exactly what I'm doing. That would be it. Yeah, maybe this is actually a good project to build like a link tree like this one, but for people to actually use it for free. All right, so let me actually also paste that on Twitch, because I know people also are watching on Twitch, and I am also there, so you can go and watch on Twitch to see the full screen. Right now I'm not doing any software in particular, but I'm going actually to explain today how my interview went. And I want also to kind of share with you the like step by step of all the questions and what he asked me, like the guy that was an interviewer for me. And yeah, that maybe is good for you guys to just know how you do it yourself, right? Yeah, and I'm also reading the comments here. We have Rev on Twitch said he wants to ask, since you're good with coding, why don't you create something which brings you money instead of working in different companies and all of these interviews, and also deal with other people who maybe are toxic? Correct. So before I start, actually, this is my goal, and honestly I will give you like 100% my goal for this year. So my goal for this year, because I have two contracts right now. One is personal contract where I launched a couple of SaaSes, and honestly my SaaSes is very low. I have some couple of applications that brings like, I don't know, 100 to 500 euros per month, which is a bit bad. And sometimes they even go dropped like to 60 euros per month. Sometimes even you don't have this at all. Sometimes you get zero. So it depends, right? If I do SEO, so I end up like spending so much money for them to actually work. So for me it was like, yeah, you know what, I will go for streaming, and while I stream, I need actually to become someone that people actually watch and be like, yeah, this is a guy who knows his stuff. And then I build like a decent community, right? But in order for me to build this stream community and all of that, I need actually to give them something, like give them a gift, basically give them like free maybe news, or free basically coding lessons, and so on and so forth. So for that I probably also need like a good background, and this good background comes only from these companies that I work on, let's say C1, C2, which are companies that I'm working on. The moment I feel like I'm senior of seniors, like I can actually go like and become like a sensei in terms of becoming like the best guy when it comes to full stack development or front end development, that probably will be already I reached my goal with, for example, let's say 1000 subscribers. Because if you have 1000 subs on Twitch or on TikTok or whatever, then you're done. Yeah, like your life is good, all your life. Like you can make like 5k a month just looking at your screen and talking to people online. That would be like the best thing you can do ever. But it deserves like people to support and stuff like that. I still even not affiliated on Twitch. Actually, I can show you that. I need more comments, more people. I have, look, in order for me to get affiliated, I need just 3 recurrent viewers, which means now I have 2.7. So I need just one step more for that. But anyhow, it's just kind of like a good question. Yes, I'm trying my best also to do this on a daily basis and become a proper streamer at some point, right? But yeah, I mean, people also, like, if you see right now on TikTok, sometimes I reach the 100 viewers mark, which is really good mark, because I see that people are actually interested in coding and they want to learn how to code, and they ask good questions, which means that if you actually convert them to go to Twitch, or convert them to actually follow you as your own community, or even like connect with you and find you like good deals, like jobs or good partnerships and stuff, that will be really nice. So it's just this or that, and it becomes like honestly like a path that you create for yourself. You give yourself time. I will give myself 2 years. If something happens really good with this, then people will come more and stuff. Some guy here said yesterday there was more viewers. Just started, by the way. I started around 4 minutes ago. So that's fine, I think. Oh, not 4 minutes. I think I can tell you exactly with Twitch. I started exactly 9 minutes ago. So that's good. Yeah. So I code actually, this is my resume in a nutshell. So I've been doing front end only, like for the past, let's say 5 years. And with front-end only, I explored React. I'm not really good at it. Just recently, I became very good. React.js for sure. I'm exploring also TypeScript, which means that I explored really well TypeScript. So, for example, generic type, also like how to do certain functions and how to actually work on inputs, outputs for certain functions to become really good, where you will actually don't use any type anymore, right? So that all is actually good for me. Like for me right now, it is good, right? There is another part also of me here that is teaching itself Tailwind CSS. So I'm trying also to go Tailwind CSS and become really good at it. And in this case, if I really become a good designer and I have a keen design, like I see something and I can do it, then that will be good. These are the stuff that I'm working on right now. And let's say I achieved, let's say 80% of my goal. So I'm not actually away from my goal, like 100%, right? But yeah, the backend part, I don't touch backend at all. And the first backend that I touched, let's say backend, I'm not talking about Next.js in here because Next.js comes with Express, I think, installed in it by default. I'm talking here the part where you actually know DevOps very well. Let's say you can be able to actually deploy your application using nginx very well. I mean, you can actually replace this. We did this with Coolify recently, and it was really a good thing because Coolify opened my eyes. So now all my application will use Coolify. Honestly, I don't need to use anything else, right? I'll read your comments. So what you code you doing for front-end and back-end? Here I'm doing actually Express. In this application that I will show you in a second, I'm doing Express and React. So Asian, I don't know, I will read your name as Asian. He did product management for 5 years back when React started. Definitely has developed. Yeah, true. PHP. I'm not using PHP, by the way. I'm using just purely JavaScript. Yeah, and I use TanStack, by the way. Yeah, you saw it on the top. Yeah. So yeah, this is for me like developing right now with Plus, like the profile that comes to be right now my vision for front end is to use, for example, one proto for everything. Like for example, when I say proto, I'm talking about one environment for everything, like TanStack state and plus TanStack query plus TanStack router. If I achieve like a very good state where I can use one thing in the whole app and I practice very well with TanStack and I can actually do it with a fetcher that I created myself and everything goes well. Therefore, I feel like, yeah, that will be really good point where I can sell myself better, saying, hey, I actually grew up from using Formic to React hook forms. I grew up from using Yap to Zod. I grew up from using, let's say, Redux Toolkit plus Zustand to using actually TanStack fully. So I know exactly how I can move forward and I learn with time, right? I will read all your comments, guys, so don't worry about that. Now I will go to Twitch because also we are on Twitch. Rev said, come to Cyprus, I think is cheaper, the cost of living compared to Germany. Since you said, you know, Russian, there is a lot of companies who need developers and I also prefer people who speak Russian. That's totally perfect because I actually worked with a company in Cyprus called Libertex. They are Russians, they are on the Forex market, but honestly, it's not the kind of fintech that I want to be at. And they tend to pay so much and you are always under the radar. You get paid super much, nobody knows. You are literally under the radar and you do stupid stuff, like you have stupid tasks and you just work them and move on. They tend not to be as serious as Germans. Like Germans, they will have a sprint for 2 tasks that are super big features and they tend to wait for you to actually finish these tasks by the next week, let's say. But for these Russians, honestly, they don't care that much. And it was for me very cool because I was learning at ease, but I didn't find a good way to communicate with them. Not because I don't speak Russian, I actually speak it very well. I think even professionally, I tend to use the right words for it. But the thing is that they tend to have their own politics. So Russians want always like the lead to be a Russian, or Germans want always the lead to be a German. It's very, very, very rare that you find like a CTO that is Arab in Google, let's say. Search it. I mean, you will always find him like either American or either British or something like that. So this is kind of the things that I find in tech really disturbing because people talk about how much open they are, but they are not that really open. They just make you feel so, or maybe they show you like their marketing saying, yeah, we work with anybody, anybody can join us, but literally anybody can join us to be a pawn, but not to be like an actioner, you know. Yeah. Also, Rev here said, I heard that the people who relocates are making minimum 3.5 monthly. That's perfect. I mean, in Cyprus, 3.5, that's epic. I think so, right? I don't know. But if you actually have the bubble right now, you will see people making much more money like that. Will make actually the people who live in Cyprus feel bad, because everything will be higher priced. And then if you go for like just for a drink, and then you will pay 10 euros, there's a nanny or a guy who's born in the 50s and now he's retired already. He doesn't want to spend 10 euros because his salary is probably 500 euros by the end of the month. So it creates like a really bad imbalance, to be honest. Yeah, nice. So you can iterate through a loop. All right. It has to do something with the law that minimize at Limassol, the rent becomes 3 times more expensive. That's correct. So Limassol, one of the cities, the rent becomes 3 more expensive because of all of these people. And yeah, I agree. It's even in Germany, in Munich, we have this problem as well, where if you want to buy a house, 1 million minimum, 1 million, I'm talking 1 million. So your 10% needs to be 100K, or even they won't accept that because they will tell you, no, 200 probably K is your minimum, because you need to enter with 20%. And then how much you would pay monthly? 3,000 maybe, to actually be able to pay it in 40 years or something like that. So imagine how stupid this became. Like, people actually, only like football players now are having fun here, like nothing else. Nowhere actually people are having fun. Yeah. Anyhow, it's kind of crazy. I don't want to talk about it much, but now I will move to the part where I will talk about the interview that I had today. And the interview that I had today actually was about React purely, and we're gonna talk about what I did exactly. So actually I don't have the code because it was actually downloaded from another computer that I used, but I will show you exactly what is in there. So I had an input, right? This input here inputs a search keyword. So this is input for search, right? Yeah, let me just write this correctly, or maybe just Control Z to not look like bad. All right. So your search keyword here is gonna be a state, for example. So this is a state in React, I'm talking, okay? And you have like here, let's say just a title, right? And then under this title, you will have a really long text area, right? And this text area contains a text that you can input as well. So this is the search, but this is your text, right? So you need to search a keyword inside your texts, right? So you need to find the search term that you put here. Let's say you search for lorem, and let's say lorem exists twice. So lorem dot 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 dot, and then lorem ipsum again, dot 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 dot, and then dot the end of the whole text area part. But this is where you can write again, like you can put again another like ipsum or whatever. You can keep writing here as much as you want. So this is basically infinite length, like to length. I will just put it like that, right? And then by that you have your output below. So this is gonna be your output, right? And your output is very smart here. It's just gonna be, oh sorry, I actually wrote that wrongly. So output is going to search for this keyword, but once find inside your text, which is the one that you inputted also here, because this one is the view part here. So the view part is here, but this is the written part, right? And by the way, your text is also a state, right? So what you're gonna do here in the output, anytime you find your keyword, so let's say your search keyword is here, and then blah 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 blah, and then your search keyword is here, or actually let me not type search, I will just type lorem, because we are searching for the word lorem right here. So if you go lorem like this, right, this one now needs to be stronged, right, or indexed, or maybe looks like italic or whatever, right? And then you will have your text again, and you have lorem again, right? and you have your text again, and you will have lorem again, which is stronged in this case, right? And you continue. So this was the task. Actually, it was a very easy task. I think it was really fair task. And I think these guys don't look for someone who knows everything. They just look for someone who knows his stuff, right? So I want the chat right now to actually think about how to solve this part. I want to see what your guys are thinking about this problem. How can you approach this problem to search a keyword into a text area? And when you find your keyword, you need to actually highlight it. So the whole problem is called to highlight text. That's it, right? Yeah, they cared a bit about styling. That was true also, yeah. Okay, Lancer said what's the problem he just entered. So the problem is that you have here an input, and this input is your search input, and then you have a text area where you can type anything over there, but the moment you start typing your search, it will look via that state. This state will look into the other state of the text area if you have that keyword anywhere here. So we chose the word lorem for lorem ipsum, blah blah blah, and then you need to highlight it in another output. You say, hey, I think that I have this lorem once here, one, here two, and let's do another color. Let's choose another color actually for purple maybe, and this is 3, and you highlight it with being strong, so it needs to be returned as a stronged JSX element, right? And we are talking React. Some kind of match function, that's close, correct. I mean, you can do it like that. Some guy said that there is a Chrome extension who can highlight it. True, but that's not what we are looking for. Okay, then David actually is very close. So David said that here on TikTok, David said if search.found something. So if search include, like if your text includes your search, then highlight, right? But how can you highlight? Remember that your text can be like this, like can be, for example, right? Let's say our phrase is David went for groceries, right? This is our phrase, right? And you're looking for the word for, right? So you need actually to take this, to strip this one, leave this one alone, right? Leave this one alone, and actually strong only this part. This part will become stronged. Strong text, basically. How can you do that, right? The app that I'm using for this diagram is called Excalidraw. I'm actually doing it here. I'm actually pasting it in the chat also. Yeah. So think about it. Filter is fine, but it's not the right way to do it, right? Filter is not there. Filter will filter out this, but how can you return back the text? It will become very hard for you then to return back the text that you need. Yeah. It's very funny, like, but it's all the text, right? So you need to return the whole text later on, like you return this, the same in the output, and you say David went, 4 will be strong, and then groceries. Yeah. All right, styles the spans. Yeah, that's one of it. Obi said that's also a good approach. So here is the good approach for all of this. Let's start solving this, right? So we will not solve it with code. We will just solve it like with drawing, because I've solved it in the morning and I have still the code in my head, but you can do the same, right? In order for you actually to find out all the places where this 4 exists, basically, you can do 2 things. Either find the index of that, so find index, right? When you find the index of one word here, that will be only, you will find it once. So you have to always map through the array and find all the indexes of that. So that is really bad idea. What you can do actually is forget about this find index, and you go actually and you split you split the whole text. You take the text, right, and you say split, and you split by your search keyword, right? Okay, that's good. Then what you will have here, you will have a chunk of text, and then your keyword, let's say your keyword is 4, and you'll have another chunk of text, right? Funny enough that if this chunk of text exists multiple times, it will just keep continuing another chunk of text and then multiple times, right? The thing is that if you actually strong this one, it will still be a string. Therefore, if you concatenate this string plus this string over here plus this string over here, then React won't read this as an element. Basically, it will still read this as a text, and then you will have like you will have the same phrase here, but instead David went for groceries, it will be David went. That's still the same, but 4 will be like strong, literally written in your HTML like this, and then 4 and then strong again. So how can you solve this issue where your stronged element is actually not a string but a JSX element or a span, right? How can you do that? Template literal? No, that doesn't work as well, because ultralovitz that will also return strings. Yeah. So actually don't need to use anything here, but actually run through this array. So you can map this array. You can come to this array and map it, right? And for each element though, if the element is equal to, your search, you just need to return directly a JSX component, because the JSX component, let's say span here, right? And your element is here. JSX component is not a string. So you're not putting any strings here, you're just putting JSX component. Or there is another function called JSX.createElement, I think, that you can use, right? JSX.createElement is actually a React one also. Yeah. The moment there, how can you also then render this? You just go to the same array that you mapped. So this is gonna be your final array, right? Because you know, when you map, you actually return an array. So you know that, right? Everybody knows that. So then here you map through, and you just do element, return element as JSX, right? And then the output here will be automatically that, right? But there's a problem here, right? If you actually go into that array and make this part where it is a create element part where it's actually equal something, equal the keyword, you will face a problem that you can actually be doing a problem where you will add another lorem here, because you have splitted everything. So you will add an extra one here. So for you, what you need to do there, you might use a reducer, and your reducer will start with an empty array and then finishes at index of array, my array.length, I think, -1, and then therefore you won't have that problem, right? That's it. I mean, it's a bit too much, I know, but this was my interview, and for everybody who was actually asking about it, this is how I solved it, and that's it. And I solved it around like 45 minutes. And why? Because I didn't understand what was there in the beginning, and I had to kind of like understand it very well, and also style some stuff, also work on some stuff. And also I made this as I showed you here. So this is text area where you find the text the first time, but this is the output, right? So I was actually doing this part here where I actually also can input the text and make it more visible and make it more changeable, and blur it and change it and stuff like that. Was it for a junior or mid? It was for a mid to senior level interview, and this is for mid is very, very good. Yeah. What will be the salary for this one? Around the 85k mark, 85,000 euros. Yeah, which is nice salary for Germany, and I think it's a basic salary. I think for a mid to senior, you can go to senior and also still get 110 or 100, but I never saw some of my friends getting 100 yet. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I need to ask. Yeah. So yeah, I shared with you. Yeah, good. Hopefully one of the interviewers is not in the chat right now. That will be very funny though. Cool. So make sure to actually go to our Twitch channel and also be able to follow me there, because I honestly would like to reach out to some people and make them follow there, and also they will comment there, and then I can be affiliated in the future. 6,000 per month brutto is really bad in Germany, kinda, because then you will end up with, actually we can calculate it, right? So this is the funny part of Germany. This is the website where you can calculate your salary. Is there like an English part of it? I think it's not in English. So what you can say, hey, you can let's say 85, how much is, let's say 6,000, right? So if you get 6,000 per month, and then it's 2025, and then you're a single person, and then you don't pay that, or you pay that, it depends, and then you are in Bayern and you are 30 and you don't have kids, and that's it, and then you do this calculation, and then you will end up with 3,655. Literally they take 2,550 from your salary, basically. Yeah, it depends. Yeah, it depends on everything. Yeah. So you will be matched with 3,655. That's the funny part about Germany. You never get what you want, kinda. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Yeah, so you're from Austria, so it's not that much far from here. But yeah, I mean the salaries, I think they're close by. Yeah. Okay, so do you think if I was able to do this as a backend dev, I should start applying for full stack positions? If you are actually being able to do this in the front end, then yes, apply for full stack positions. That's totally fine. Starting salaries in your countries are $600 to $900. Starting salaries for engineers in my countries are $300. So in my original country though, in Tunisia. But the thing is, where are you from, Shadi? I think you are an Arab by your name, but I don't want to assume. You ever want to go to Austria? Probably, why not? Lebanon. Okay, Lebanon seems to be actually better than Tunisia when it comes to tech, because they have American schools there. They tend to actually be having good opportunities to go into Dubai, like to go into Emirates and have English speaking jobs and stuff like that, which is really amazing, because these people tend to actually have really good English plus really good French and really good Arabic as well, and they are really good, nice intellectual people. And yeah, Lebanon, I never met someone from Lebanon who's not intellectually good. So yeah, big up to their education system. I don't know now how it is with TikTok generation, but I'm talking about people my age, like 30 plus. Oh, I want to actually go to the US and maybe try something. You know what? This is today I talked to you yesterday about how Adobe is really bad to me, and there's a lot of things that happened badly. But honestly, it was that they are trying to recover me, like as a person and as also a good developer. So what they did today is just they affected me to the American team, and the American team is in Ottawa, I think. No. Some of them in Texas, some of them in Alaska, some of them in Phoenix, some of them also in Los Angeles. So they are from everywhere, right? Yeah, I did. Did you program at Adobe? Yeah, I am Adobe when the like web application engineer. So what I do at Adobe is just I look at IPM pages, or I said IPM as if you know. I look at their pages and I try to actually mock them into new tests and new other pages to actually make more money. maybe we'll move like some buttons, we move some images, we do something like that, which is the normal A/B testing but using code, which is really cool. I don't know how I ended up there, but it seems like to be a really good thing. Hey Miguel, thank you for the follow, that's awesome. Yeah, thanks everybody for here supporting. But yeah, also thanks Evo for being nice. Yeah, that's really nice. People here tend to learn a lot when I speak about my experience and stuff. So Rev here on Twitch said, by the way, I am also on Twitch, go there and please follow. Rev said, I think another way to make extra money is by doing tutorials and sell it, but do something more helpful for beginners. I'm still learning, and it will be very helpful to find a course which starts from design and break it down to code. Just give the exact solution to how it will be done, so people can watch that, and from day one will be able to experiment trying to watch designs, then build or something. Let me see, because I don't see the latest. Then code it. Okay, very, very, very good idea. The only thing, Rev, I have 2 jobs, I stream, I do a lot of things. To actually right now I didn't post a video on TikTok for 3 days, and my TikTok views went like from 120,000 to 30,000, like boom, like. And why is that? Because I just didn't post in 3-4 days in a row. The thing is that because TikTok doesn't pay. TikTok paid me for like 10,000 views, like 10 cents or something like that, because the people that tend to watch me, not all of them are from the US, so the RPM is very low. And why I actually stream, because I feel like a stream there is interactivity, and that's why maybe if we have a better stream like reach, then we will be able to actually reach out to more people, and maybe people will come to here and I will teach them live, because then they can actually ask the real questions, right? But yeah, I program some videos about interview questions because I feel like everybody here wants to find a job, and for me, I will make that happen for everybody if I can. And I'm not trying to sell anything though, because that is wrong. Access to information should be always free, but if you want to support the creator, probably I will throw my PayPal somewhere, or I will throw like a tip like place where you can actually give a $5 tip or something like that, to just if you want, basically. But that is when I feel like I'm doing really good content that deserve tips. Even now, you cannot actually give me anything. I think with the subscribe button, I even don't have it on Twitch, so I don't have affiliation yet. So that's it. I mean, that's how I think about it. Yeah. Do you think it's fine I become a full stack developer if I'm not good at design? Well, becoming a designer is like a design architecture is different from being a full stack developer. If you are a full stack developer, you can know that you will struggle a lot with CSS, and it's totally fine. So think about it like this: you are going to learn something that you know nothing about. For sure, you're gonna ace some stuff, like the logical parts of your application will be easy to be done. But the stuff that you don't like from the beginning, like me also, I hate CSS. What is a grid, flex, blah blah blah. I still don't know how to do a grid. And I always look how to do this grid template columns, and I always forget that I need to use the repeat function, and I always forget that if I have it more than, let's say, 1 or 2 grids, I need actually to define each one of them, how much of its width and its height and stuff like that. So for me, it's totally obscure sometimes to do stuff that I'm even used to, but thanks to Tailwind, thanks to frameworks, things became better, because in Tailwind you just do flex direction, we just write in flex row, and then item center, justify center. That's it. You don't write like you don't write display flex and they justify elements, I don't know, whatever, align items center or flex start or whatever. This is like item start. That's what you do it in Tailwind, which is totally better. Yeah. Any sites to get UI inspo? I'm on front end, but of my project I'm struggling and don't have design experience. Jason, I think I can tell you about ChatCN. ChatCN is a library that tends to have everything. I don't know, guys, do you know of this? This is a ChatCN library. You can go, for example, if you want to do like this component, you will find it. If you want to do a dashboard, you will find the dashboard. If you want to do playground stuff, you can find them. forms, you can find them. I use this on my application, by the way. You have some images that you can use and some good examples actually here. And that's it. I mean, you can use also with ChatCN Tailwind completely, so that will be actually a good thing also to start with. Cool. What else, guys, do you have question for? Yeah, ChatCN is great, Lancer said. Did you apply atomic design as a pattern of your components? That's actually a good question. I didn't do that. I actually just tend to import the components from ChatCN and use them directly in my components as well. But yeah, but I think I did something different. I was like reusable components and main components, and that's how I did it. Let me show you. I'll show you right now in the application so you can see it. Right now, this is how I store my components. So if I do this, you'll see on the left side here. So components, hooks, reusable UI. So reusable the UI are there, and these are my also reusable components. For some reason, add your nose here is a main component, but it might use something from the reusable part here, like the interesting, like the tabulation maybe, or the YouTube embed part. The UI here is everything from ChatCN, but the funny part is that I have routes here, and also I have the index page being here. Yeah, and after I actually put the index page here, I decided to call my layout, and my layout actually is also another component that I created as just to have it as a layout that accepts some children. And I hated it because now I use the grid for some reason here, and now I have to use call span full for each one that is a child that takes the full width of the application, which is wrong also. Steven said, has everyone been having problems finding a job? Yes, I think everybody. Ari said, lol, dude creating just a mess. Well, I think you need to elaborate on that. What is me cannot code? What do you see here that I actually cannot code about? I think you don't understand even this application and you just hopped in, but it's fine. I will still read your comments and I will still communicate. Yeah. Hey, how did you start your journey and how has it been thus far? I started actually my journey by trial and error part, which is kind of like to try anything and see if it works. I actually can show you a very big OPSI in my application. Right now here I use a query client, and this is my main TSX component. And here actually I tend to have a context, right? And in my context, what I passed in here is just the query client itself. So I can actually get some get profile actually, or get auth function that I have actually using the query provider, which means that if you go to my auth provider here, my auth provider still uses 10-stack query, right? Which means that if I know someone is connected or not, I can know only by using the query client. Therefore, I passed it as a context, which is also wrong. I think here you can pass auth directly or an auth context directly, and you put the context itself, but I didn't know how to do it, and I thought that this is actually a good way to do it. And yeah, I moved with that like that, but I think that's wrong. So the thing that you see here is just me adapting that code, making it work. Okay, fine. Then debugging it. Okay, maybe there's another way to do it, and then moving forward to actually enhance it in the future. Yeah. So Steven also said that he got a rejection letter about 3 rounds from engineer roles on Monday. Okay, but Steven, what kind of engineer roles are you actually trying to get? He's live streaming your rubber duck. Do you follow solid principles in React? Yes, I do actually. I tend to follow that. Yeah. What technologies are you using? I can show you my package.json though. I have 2 of them. That's all I use. Yeah, we have Zod, Tailwind, React Hook Forms, React H1, H5 Audio Player. That's for reading audio. So my application is just a white noise app. concurrently, for reading some stuff concurrently, like this one here, to run the backend and frontend together. Bcrypt actually to decrypt some of the stuff. I actually didn't use this on the frontend. I don't know why it exists here. I used it in the backend though. JSON Web Tokens and so on and so forth. So a lot of stuff. Yeah. Yeah. And here all of these are actually more of tab dependencies. Yeah. This is the login page, for example. Here I used some good stuff. I think you can like this part because I used TanStack query as well for a mutation. Jay said, what's your favorite backend language? I actually know only JavaScript, which is funny because I don't tend to code with anything else. I code sometimes with Python, but not that good, right? A good question from Lancer saying, why can't you actually use Next.js here? It's better. Yes, 100% better. But when I started this, I started as doing only React. But then my stream started to get views for some reason, and people started to say, hey, please do GWT stuff, do passport config, passport.js, do token blacklisting, do that, do this, do that. So for me, it was like, okay, I will create the backend and I will run them both together. We actually deployed the application with the chat. So we did a lot. We did a lot of stuff here. And yeah, I can show you the app because it's running. So maybe I can show you. Is it not running? Let me actually go and run it. I'm using, by the way, yeah, so I'm using Tmux for this, so I can change between terminals and stuff. So that's good. Now it should be running. 1 second, I'll just show you. I need to log in. So we are here. So this is the page I will just share. Yeah. So this is the login page. You can log in now. Let me just get that. I still actually need to edit some stuff. The about page is stupid. The services is not there. The contact, there is like stupid form, but the home page works fine. Right now we have an SQLite database. So this is where this is coming from. And right here, if I say, for example, hey, add a new to-do, you will just do this and it's there. You can edit it. You can also open up an input like that and say, hey, I want to change this, change one, and also click here. It will be changing. So the routes from the backend's actually been working very well. We've been coding this one for like 3 weeks to 1 month now, and we are coding slowly and stuff. The finest part about this is that you can listen to white noises. And you can also combine these white noises. So you can combine coffee with brown noise, for example, which means that also you can do it with another leaves part here, for example. Yeah, and it will be, the voice will be too much. So you can do both, and you will have everything there, right? Are the white noises MP3s? Yes. OGG files and MP3 files. Yes, correct. Thought on digital forensics. Is there demand for this area? I don't know what is that actually. Is this the app out or not? Yeah, it's still in development, but it's actually deployed with Coolify. So now I can show you where I did that. Coolify. So this is my server. This is my white noise app. I have a URL for it actually. Everybody can go check it. You can do that. This is the domain port for it, but it has actually some bugs that I found out. Oops, we cannot get that. Let me see. This is the backend. Yeah, this is the backend. So I need the URL for the front end, and I would copy this one, and I'll go here and I'll paste it. So this is the application. Same thing, same whole thing, but this one connected 100% live at all time. I'm testing actually that it's not having any problems now. Sam, I didn't see your comment, but let me go back. How can I implement different styles on one applications, modular applications? You can do models and you can do Tailwind, for example. You can do that, 2 things. You can do models. You can do also portals where you actually use MUI, for example. You can do that 100%. I mean, what is the problem with that? If you can elaborate and tell us what did you face, maybe we can tell you what to do. I cannot see all your comments. Sometimes they come late. Sorry for that. when you start your web app career, when did you start learning? All right. When did you start your web app career and when did you start learning? That's what you have. All right. I started on 2016, 9 years ago, and I started with other languages like Java and stuff, backend stuff, but then I moved on slowly and I learned a lot of other stuff, so tends to be really good like that as well. So I learned a lot. Yes, so if you actually see right now, this application is deployed. I can share you this link, but I still need to work on SSL and stuff like that. And also the funny part here is that I think these white noises are not loading correctly now. There's something about them that is wrong, or maybe my I think let me check on the network tab, all files. I feel like something is wrong being here. Yeah, so this is not working at all. I think it's still not streaming very well, but locally it does stream yeah, it does stream good, but here it does not respond very well. I think I need to stream it correctly, right? Yeah. Cool. I mean, yeah, step by step, guys. Don't rush when it comes to this kind of applications. Everything will come slowly, and we can actually monetize this when it is done. And you get projects or work somewhere? Yeah, I work for Adobe now, and I work for SFC Energy, 2 different companies. But yeah, I'm also doing my best, kind of like to learn and to achieve as much as I can. Let's see. So if you are actually asking about Discord and stuff, we have Discord server, by the way. I will share with you this link. You can go there. You can follow me on GitHub. And by the way, this is a Discord. It's called Spaghetti Code. It's very funny actually name for a Discord. But what you can find also is my GitHub here. You can go there and follow me. And also I have this project called White Noise, open source for everybody to do whatever they want with it. You can fork it, you can try it in your computer, you can try everything with it. And yeah, that's good. Yeah. So do you get 2 salaries? Yeah, I live in Munich and it is very expensive here. So I get around, I don't know, let's say you get around 12 to 14k brutto, but then they end up being 8,000 netto or something like that. So 8,000 by the end of the month, but it's not very good idea. Yeah, it's kind of like if I find one job with a US company, maybe like Google or Netflix or something, where I really like myself being there and I feel like, okay, that's good, then I will stay with one salary and just, yeah, is all right. For Germany is all right, is good. Yeah. How much I earn per month? I think 14k brutto and netto is like brut and net, I think, in English. And yeah, it's like before taxes, after taxes. So before taxes you can make around 14k, and it's like mixed with all the jobs that I do, some freelancing as well on the side. Sometimes also I sell some components or stuff like that I work on the side for some people. They make me like 200 euros or something like that. Yeah, in Germany. Yeah. And then it becomes like 8,000 because they take the half of it. We have finance amt here. It doesn't let you do anything with your money. Not the freelancer. Actually, I work at, yeah, a freelancer kind of, you can say. Yeah. Half, like freelancer on the side and also internal in one of the companies. I actually didn't do any unit tests for these components. It's actually a good idea to implement some unit tests for this one. What's a good freelancing website? I don't have any idea about freelance. I tend to actually be reached out by people on LinkedIn, and I don't do mobile development a lot. Actually, for this component here that I was showing you, I actually did some kind of, I don't know, like some kind of responsive design, but only for these white noises here. But I still need to do it for the other. This one seems to be working fine because it's actually full width, but this one is really bad. As you see, I need to actually work on this part and make them actually, maybe this one will take the full array, the full width actually. So I still need to have a, yeah, I still need to do a lot of stuff. Yeah. Cool. Nice. Some guy told me you can't be serious about salary part. I mean, I can't be serious. Why should I tell you? But the thing is that I should have not lied to you. Why should I lie to you? It's just funny to be doing that. I just told you the truth actually, And it is the first time that I just answer completely like that. Yeah. Rav on Twitch said, in Cyprus, income tax is 35%. I tend to pay around 60% here in Germany. I don't have actually YouTube channel, but I have it on my Linktree. Yes, I do have a YouTube channel. You can watch me now actually streaming, but there is not too much there that you can see because I didn't have any tutorials, not too many tutorials basically. So you can just go to my Linktree account there and you will find my YouTube. I will pin it. Is a game likely to sell well on Steam like a €2 game? I mean, if you are making a good game, sometimes they sell very well. I mean, some guy like I know created like some simple games and he made a lot of money out of them. But it depends. It's also luck. Sometimes people just explore a game and it just click, like follow your company, and then that company starts to grow for some reason because some people followed it in a very short time when the game actually came out, and the marketing went well for them, and that's it. And then the game is actually famous. You sometimes actually play some video games like, I don't know, like God of War or maybe like The Last of Us or whatever, but you tend to play one good game in an era, like in 3 years or something, but still you will have a Call of Duty every year, even though that it's shit. So marketing plays a very, very, very big thing. Yeah. Nice. Do you think mobile web dev will be a good career to pursue? Mobile web dev is like a very actually good career path to follow. Why? Because you know that mobiles are not going anywhere unless we come up with a book that we open and it's a mobile or something like that. So it's a very good thing. If you learn Flutter, or if you learn React Native, or if you learn something for iOS development, maybe learn something that can distribute to both platforms like iOS and Android, like React Native or Flutter. That will be amazing. What kind of graph? Did you study in Munich or began the full stack journey? I actually didn't study in Munich, by the way. I studied in Tunisia, which is my original country, and then I studied in Russia, right? Nice. What's wrong? To anyone who wants to get into code and look at the graph of software engineer jobs from the past 5 years, there is no better graph than the one that I will show you right now. Okay, so this guy might be tripping as well. So there is actually things that you might visit. Some of them is called State of Front-End Framework. So this is a website that you can find out and see actually what real people are talking about. This is, by the way, JavaScript awareness part. You can see the rank of all the frameworks. Actually, React tend to be the first one, right? And the second thing is Vue.js, which is totally understandable because actually it's better than Angular right now. The third one is Svelte. The fourth one is React, and so on and so forth, right? This is a good one because then you can see the retention part, and you will see that like Solid tends to be like the first one that people come back to actually learn more. And in terms of positivity, Svelte needs to be the first one because it has a really, really good API functions that you can use. And this is where you can see people actually talking to you about their jobs. And you move on with their opinions, and you learn what they tell you to learn, right? But also there is one thing actually from Stack Overflow. I think Stack Overflow, where is it? Overflow Developer Survey. This is a better survey. So for the most popular technologies, and here you go. This is the most popular technologies by years. Professional developers are using JavaScript the most, for sure. Like full stack developers need to do JavaScript. Also front-end developers need to do JavaScript. So it's kind of like the first one. After that, there is SQL. After that, there's HTML and CSS, and there is Python. So that will be a good thing to actually pursue, to learn maybe some Python, some JavaScript, and then choose your lane, basically. Cinnabon said, I will give you a year, and then you will be basically not an engineer anymore. Oh man, you don't actually. By the way, this was one of the interview questions that I had today. Actually, we were talking about the search context and stuff like that. That's really good. But then, one of the things that you need to actually know here is that in order for you actually to become a good developer, you need to actually bend all these tools to work for your favor. So let's say you bend some tools to actually use AI correctly, so you can actually get the most out of AI, so you actually get fast, right? That's something good. Yeah. Lancer said that he's graduated 4 months ago. Are you working, Lancer? Maybe you can tell us. Yeah, Rev said on Twitch that in terms of for you to have 35% maximum tax on your salary, you need to make more than 60k. That's a good salary also for Cyprus, I think. Yeah. Computer engineering, nice. And are you already working or not? Yeah. How to put AI in mobile apps? Just use OpenAI like API. That's it. Do I program with AI in my job? Sometimes I do, yeah, but not often. Yeah. Once in a week, let's say, I just open to find a regex something or something like that. Oh, Lancer is in Dubai, nice. By the way, Sam here said that he or she is from Tunisia. Let me see. I read the comment and I forgot to reply. I'm from Tunisia. You are making me proud. That's what he said. Yeah, that's good actually. Sonable Bro said, yeah, you Lancer, that's a good reply. He told him just to keep his skill issues to himself, because everybody actually tend to say, hey, AI. And then you ask them, what did you build with AI? I don't know. I tried it. That's it. AI, this guy said, I have a lot of AIs and they're fighting. I have an headache. You know, this doesn't make any sense. I don't know even why I'm reading these comments. All right, wherever. So here, if you want to actually learn about how what to learn right now, most of the people who are learning are using Python. So go and learn Python, because honestly, it might be actually a good thing for you, like to learn and to be very good at. Hey Khairuddin, how are you, mate? I'm good. Hello sir, I will be studying IT course in college. Can I transition to com engineer later on? Well, if you are studying IT, you might actually tell us what you are studying in IT exactly, so we know. If you are not doing any engineering in it, it might be hard for you to transition to engineering alone, especially. But if you have it as a common path, because this is what I see in computer science, they start to like as a common path and then they just go into like different specialities, which is also good. If you can start like that, then that's perfect. Yeah. Awesome. Let me see, actually every day I tend to also check the TikTok followers, because I tend to encourage you guys to follow. So how many followers we have now? It's 14.3k, which is awesome. Very good. And we have a lot of views actually, which is really nice. Yeah. Let me check one thing though that I forgot to check today. This is a TikTok creator program. Is really funny. Thanks, Jude. I really appreciate it. Thanks for the follow. There is no specificity on what area is IT focused on, just IT. Interesting. So there's some people that say information technology. Yes, IT is like broad there. You can actually learn how to use Linux machines, like for example, as an IT branch, right? Or you can learn how to develop or whatever. But maybe you can share with us which country are you from. That's maybe why you actually have a very common very common branch like that in university, because this tends to be more French. Philippines, okay. The French system actually in Paris also does the same thing. They just go into a common information technology and they get like an information technology path, and they finish as whatever, and then they tend to choose what they want to do later on, right? Which is also cool. I feel like it's a good thing, yeah. But yeah, so what you need to do here, my friend, is just to go yourself and learn whatever you think that is best for you. In my case, I would just tell you, if I want to tell you myself, I would say learn JavaScript because that's what I'm good at, but it depends also on what you want to become. So maybe you can tell us in the chat, what do you want to become? Like a DevOps engineer, a cloud engineer, data engineer. What do you want to become? Let's reverse engineers our Filipino friend here path into IT. Yeah. Awesome. So guys, thanks for the follows, and also if you tend to also share the stream, that will be nice. Share and like it. That would be really amazing. Thanks a lot. Yeah. How can you practice data analysis? I think for data analysis, there's tools to do that. For me, Tableau seems to be a good thing. Are you a student, by the way? Maybe if you are a student, you can do that. I don't know. But if you're a student, you can get Tableau for free. That's what I know. Yeah, the types should be capitalized. That's correct for our friend here. Where is the type that I put that not capitalized? You see here, for example, yeah, the login schema type. That's what you're talking about. Look, I did. You see my problem? Sometimes I forget about this part. That's correct. Jan is also correct here. I did the contact schema type, and then I did safe user here as an uppercase first letter, and then I moved like into these without, and then I did 3 of them not uppercase, and I went back to do schema to be uppercase again. It tends to be like a problem. Sometimes I do it, yeah, so I need to fix that. Yes, you're right. Is it worth to be a software engineer? I mean, why not? I mean, what do you want to be? Yeah. Oh, Mr. M1 said he's self-taught. So what are you actually doing with self-teaching yourself? I mean, maybe you can explain to us in which area are you right now? Maybe you are learning about HTML, CSS still. Maybe you are already in JavaScript. Maybe that you are actually very good with it already, using frameworks and so on and so forth. Zod use with React hook forms. Yeah, actually Zod seems to be a very good thing for React hook forms. The only thing that you need to implement is the Zod resolver here, and this Zod resolver will get your login schema, and you need to tell the use form that it returns a login schema type. So that's it. Yeah. Yeah, why not? I mean, some people use Formic and they know Yup, and sometimes they move to React hook forms and still take Yup with them. Yup is a validator also, so it might be that they actually come from the same way, like there. Yeah. Mostly sure I aspire to be software engineer in the future, but if not, cybersecurity. Wow. Okay, then learn please cybersecurity. That would be a very good niche, because then always we will have banks, always will have security issues. And cybersecurity teams, like I would wish if I just took cybersecurity from the beginning, because I would be super much better, in a super much better maybe position than now. Because web development, everybody is a web developer nowadays. Yeah. Yeah, both approaches are super good, Jan. Yeah, I agree with you. So are you all guys students? So just comment with what you are doing in life. That will be good. If you are already working, or are you still students? Okay. So Mr. M1 wants to actually learn how to read data first before moving to cybersecurity. Both ways are good, so you know exactly what you want to do, right? Oh, David is actually still in school, and he's in the 11th grade, and he also does program games. That's nice. Wow. Rev is working 9 to 5 and then learning solo frontend. So he's learning solo. This is what I did also. I worked on actually growth management job in the beginning, where I actually work with code a bit, like HTML, CSS, writing emails and stuff like that. And I tend to, in 1 year, to learn a lot about JavaScript, and then I landed my first junior developer job in 2016. So that was like as if I just won the lottery, like, right? Like, because nobody wanted me, like, in the beginning as a junior developer. Everybody was like, nah, maybe not. IT students watching this be like, why? I mean, what is wrong with that? You watch the code maybe and you don't understand. I don't know. Yeah. So Coley is a web developer, and he asked very good questions, like how can he actually stand out from others? You know what actually makes me stand out from others? Sitting down and learning something new about JavaScript, core JavaScript. Let's say you go and learn a lot about prototypal functions and API functions from JavaScript. So let's say if you want to replace, okay, I will ask Coley here, if you want to replace on an array, let's say you have an array of 1, 2, 4, 5, and then you forgot to add the 3. How can you add the 3 inside the array directly without actually doing for loop, right? So something like that, you always have to be like, oh, should be there something like splice, but splice actually deletes. But if you put nothing to delete, then it actually work as insert. So you can insert in between. So it will become really good idea to actually use it, and so on and so forth, right? Yeah, coding makes me cry. It's so hard. No, it's not, man. Like, you get used to it. Also, it made me feel bad at some point, but then I learned a lot. Yeah, I remember the Super Mario part that you talked about. That's really nice. Just push. I mean, not push. Push is at the end, but if you, what if you want to insert in between, basically? That's what I meant, yeah. Push or end shift or all of these, that's actually cool, yeah, but not really. That's what we want. We want, for example, to, let me show you what I mean. All right, I will give it to everybody now, like the problem. All right, so I have an array. I will show you exactly what I mean. Where is my Xcali draw? Did I deleted it? Where is it? Oh, here you go. All right, so I will do this. You have 1, 2, 4, 5 as an array. So this is index of 0, index of 1, index of 2, index of 3. And then you want to insert, let me just use another color. You want to insert here 3, number 3, at index of 2, basically. Index of 2. How can you do that with JavaScript or Python or whatever? I think Python should be easy. So now I'm giving you like a question, and you need guys to find the solution. Zaraxel said, how can I deploy Next.js to shared hosting? Use Qualify. You know, Qualify is a really good, fun thing to do. Qualify is where I actually tend to do also the same thing. Just have like a platform like this. You just give it your source file, which is like a Git app, whatever, and then it will just do that for you, right? Cool. So then we go back to the problem that I just shared with you. Doesn't it append? But how does append work? So how does append work in here in Python? I don't know. Does it take exactly where you want to append, like the index of where you want to append? Yeah, the webhook URLs, it's fine for me. Honestly, I will change them later on, so all good. But yeah, Lane, you are right. I should have not showed that. Yeah. We're still actually learning about this Qualify part. Is that React.js, bro? Yes, that's React. But I'm asking you a question and nobody tends to answer. So this is like the part where you do splice, even though that splice actually deletes, because splice takes like the index of where you will start to delete, and also how many to delete. So if you say, hey, I want to start at index of 2, but I will delete 0, then you will be able to add an element here, which is the 3, and that 3 will be actually of index 2. And that's it. Yeah. Insert at index. Is there something called insert and index in JavaScript? I don't know. Yeah, a lot of people actually tend to follow me or watch me from Indonesia, because now it's actually very early for them, like 7 a.m. or something. I don't know how this is working actually. What you mean, but you did an SQL manager? What is that? Like an ORM or something like GraphQL, or how exactly? Nice. But I like, actually, there's 3 types of people in my chat. People who are really cool, they just want to be here and then discuss. People who are just hateful, like they're like, yeah, AI will replace you, go get a job, blah blah blah. Or people who will come here and be like, yay, I'm from US, I followed, and they just go away. It's kind of crazy. Yeah. How are you doing this time? I'm good. Yeah, today I talked about how we had an interview today morning. I did an interview for a React position. It was kind of challenging, but it's really nice. I really enjoyed it. I finished up the problem and I solved it very fast. So I was proud of myself. The guy asked me a lot of questions, and one of the questions that he asked, this guy is senior of seniors, basically. He's a lead developer. He asked me a very good question. He said, what do you think about AI and the hype after AI? And what do you think you should do with AI, though, to become a better developer? And I'm asking you, all of you here, to answer, actually. So what do you think about AI, and what do you need, or how will you use AI to help you, basically? I want to read your comments, because I know that everybody of you will have interesting insight about it. Yeah. Oh, so David actually did a SQL Manager, which means that he can connect to a server, see databases, and show the tables and change data. That's perfect. I mean, it's like what do we call a dashboard for SQL management or stuff. Some guy said from Ghana, I think, GH, he said, want to apply to web development in geospatial analysis. I mean, this is probably a field that he's interested in, but I have no idea. Yeah. IJ Content said, AI, it's very helpful. My company is developing AI too with the help of Google Cloud. Nice, but what is your company here? AI is good to explain it closely, but shouldn't be used to replace documentation. Correct. Peter actually came from a really good perspective, where he says, yeah, I can actually explain stuff, debug stuff with AI, but not really to build some docs for stuff, because then it will be more broad maybe, or maybe it won't put everything that you need to have in order for you to run something, right? For example, me, when I did like a Docker container for my application, I tend to use Nginx files to be done directly with AI, because I won't remember anything like how to do Nginx files. Like, I wouldn't even bother. I know that they always look the same with this, like for React apps. So yeah, just do it for me, or whatever. Whenever I has like a reg export, I just wait for the application to actually spit some AI code for me. So that will be the best approach. And Ilok here says, or Lilok said, AI is a tool for developers. It's like a power web browser that helps you get information faster. Well, correctly. So for me, it's exactly that. Is it harder to find a junior position since AI area? Maybe they are not looking for juniors per se, but they would like also for you to have a situation where you will be tending to be a bit mid at that point. So you already probably did some application yourself, built some applications at home, tried to actually deploy something like that. Like, just try as much as you can to build small apps so you can actually seem to be better than all the other candidates. Yeah, it's a good discussion with it. Yeah, you can have a good discussion with AI. That's 100%. Becoming a better developer, learn, build projects, practice. That's Emmanuel. Yeah, that's good. Actually, what you said here is what I always say, but then sometimes people not like that kind of response, because if you meet like an overweight person and tell him go to the gym, then you will lose weight, forget about doing diets, blah blah blah, he will look at you as if you are a hater, and he won't look at you from the perspective that you're right at all, even though that you're 100% right. So people are very sensitive nowadays. I think that's also why we have not very much junior developers anymore, because they also tend to fear like, oh my gosh, like AI is just blah blah blah, then okay, I will move on. Mathematics also had work after the calculator was invented. Yeah. Mathematics also had work after the calculator. Yeah, correct, actually. Yeah. But what about the current AI models like Ollama and others? What do you think? I actually tried Ollama. It's really cool, especially the smallest version of it. But other than that, I didn't do much actually with it. So I might actually explore it in other videos, maybe make some videos about it. And yes, Sunflowers asked about ChatCN here. Yes, I use ChatCN for this project. Nice. We are nearly 1 hour and a half. I think I will stop at 1 hour and a half today for stream, because I need to finish up some work. It's very exhausting for me to just stay doing this every day. But tomorrow we will wait for actually doing some enhancement on this application, and I tend actually to think about changing the whole thing, like the whole UI part, and we will work on UI 100% to make it super pretty. That will be perfect, right? Thanks there everybody who followed. Yeah, that's awesome. Thanks a lot. Cool. Any more questions, guys? Do you have any more questions? Why developers are scared of AI replacing them, especially like AI can even replace fitness coaches. Correct. I mean, as I was just telling people here, they are just insensitive people. Like, you are going to university, your dad paying for you like shitload of money. For sure you will be fearing your future, and you will be like, oh, I'm not gonna be good at this. I was a very bad developer when I started in school, because I thought that school is only for having fun. And guess what? I was right, actually. I just had the best fun that I could. I didn't care about anybody. I got bad marks. Not bad marks, but we have a system in Tunisia that is, if you get 20, it means that you're perfect. If you get 10, means that you pass, but you're there. Like, you are passing with a bad grade. If you are less than 10, then you don't pass. So for me, it was only between 10 and 12. Like 10, 11, 12, 10, 11, 12. So I'm really one of the people who are super average, like when it comes to coding and algorithms and stuff. The first couple of exams I had like 20 all the time, but then I tend to not give a shit anymore, and I said, okay, fuck it, I'm gonna just enjoy my life here. I will get like a girlfriend and go have hikes and get to the gym and stuff like that, right? Oh, good night, David there. What do you think about MITM attacks? Stripe payments and other have the same problem. Oof, that's a big topic, I think. But yeah, that's what I'm also trying to avoid using my application here, because my application tends to also use that. Maybe we'll have Stripe payments in it. Maybe we'll have something for like an extra feature that you need to pay for. Or actually even only like to pay some tips or something like that, just to buy me a coffee or something like that. There is like this extension called Buy Me a Coffee where you can get like $1 for someone to use the application or something like that. But yeah, it depends. Yeah, I have the demo running actually. Yeah, this is the demo. So my application is just like, you can write to-dos like this one here. And by the way, this is connected to a router that, or basically a backend that works perfectly. So here you can see all my routes working. Sorry, I will do it to-do check, and then here I will edit the to-do. So here to return a response. So to-do of ID has been updated, something like that. And then I have these white noises also that works perfectly, so you can listen to them. You can mix them and so on and so forth. Nice. Can you work with PHP? No, I'm not. Samantha said that she's learning HTML right now. That's good. I mean, I wish you all the best. No. Best place to learn something new. I think Front-End Masters. Front-end Masters tends to have really good courses, and I hate courses when they are like 60 hours long, like in Udemy. In Front-end Masters, you can have a 4 hours course and learn a lot. Yeah. Nice. Hopefully you like it there. Nice, nice. Cool. Do you work anything blockchain? Yeah, I did work with the blockchain once, but I didn't like it much, so I just stick to front-end development. I don't have a link for the application yet. I still need to deploy it with a proper link, like to buy a domain name and stuff like that. I will search for that on the weekend and do it, or maybe tomorrow I will do the whole thing. I will copy, like, I will read some docs and see how I can do it, and yeah, we will see about it. But yeah, I tend to actually have a problem now with loading the white noises from the front end. For the course part, okay. So actually, all the students that are here need to go to this page, because Front-End Masters is free for you for 6 months. So this is a link that I got specially from them for students when I actually tried to teach. And there you go. Here you can go and access Front-End Masters for 6 months for free if you are a student, actually. I'm a graduate software engineer and I'm really struggling to find a job. Oh, okay. I mean, you're not alone here. Sorry, my friend, but to say that is actually, yeah, you're not really alone. People tend to actually have a lot of problems. Yeah, maybe go to my Linktree and maybe send me an email about your resume. I will take a look at it and I will reply with some stuff. Maybe I can help you with that. So here you can find my Instagram, you can find my TikTok, my GitHub as well. Please check my GitHub, because this project that I just showed you right now is actually exactly on my GitHub. On here, white noise application. And you can go there and learn a lot about it. Cool. I didn't push a lot of stuff today. Yeah. Let me actually do one thing. I will fix out this thingy that this friend of ours I mentioned about the types. Here you go. Types.ts maybe. What did I call it? I actually forgot .ts. Do we have a types./type maybe? Okay. Here you go. This is the file. Yeah, types.index I called it. So we'll fix the types to be actually have an uppercase stuff, so that doesn't create any problems. And let's do that. So here, this one, login schema. I need actually to search where it is. Login schema. Interesting. Login schema type. We have it here, 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 and here. All right. So we need actually to replace this with, not replace, but we can go here and press like VU, and then here VU, and then here VU. Thing is that will happen now is that everywhere that I will go login schema type, we will still need to change everything here. So here one, here one, here one. So this one also needs to be uppercased. Schema type. So where is it exactly again that we used it? We used it in a lot of places, man. This is very very weird. All right, as we actually change that, I'll just do a smarter naming for this one. Smarter name. It doesn't work, right? Here as well, and here as well. Let me see if I can actually check now. Everything is correct. Login schema type, login schema type, login schema type, and actually the application should be running fine. Let me check that. Yeah, it's running fine. So that's first one. I also changed a couple of others. So this one is register schema type, which is also something that I used. Register schema type, and same thing, I use it everywhere. So this is where I used it. I can actually do something very funny, is like to edit all of them. So here I can just do replace for that, and I will go register schema type, right? The moment I write this, it will be like this, register schema type, and I will write it everywhere basically, right? Which will be fine. And then I will go here and I will find it correctly. So now the third part, which is, oh, only here only I did it. Okay, search schema type. Where is this is used? This is really interesting actually. Search schema type. I actually used it in authentication here. Interesting actually. Same thing, I'll just try to do an S for changing, and then I will do search schema type. That's what we need here. It seems to be used only once, and then I'll just edit it to be search schema type. Then I'll press enter. Let me just check again. So it's used here as well. Oh, it actually got corrected. Nice. Do we have any errors? No, we don't. So we are all good, right? This one will be like yeah, correct in typing. Sorry for that. Yeah, I'll read your comments now. I know that I have a lot of them. How was the interview today? Hey Aziz, so your comment just now. My interview was super good. I got really good questions from the interviewer. He asked me really nice, good questions about React and stuff like that. General questions though. And then he tended to ask me about working on a highlight text feature. And this highlight text feature was really very kind of in details to make like not a context but a output for some paragraph, and then you go there and you split the paragraph by your search term, and then you change that search term being solid or strong or something like that. And it was a really good thing. I really enjoyed doing it, and I feel like it was a really awesome thing to do actually. So I pushed the develop. Actually, I can go into main and just merge develop directly, right? And then go here and push it as well, because I don't need really to create a PR for that. Yeah. So Israel here is looking for a job as well, and he's not a beginner. I have worked for companies, can't find. Interesting. It's also for me, you know. I used to have a lot of good calls literally every month, like 3-4 times to pass interviews and stuff like that. But then they just stopped, and I tend to not have another interviews. Today I had an interview for fun though, and it was really good. I think that they will even offer me something. But let's see what will happen later on. It might be changing, and maybe they will change their opinion. You never know, you know. Let's see. Yeah. Cool. So guys, do you have any other question? I have an experience in unit testing, yeah, and sometimes it's actually required. Yeah, I did something, and sometimes an interview where there was unit testing, and I was actually good at it, so I don't know. Tech dev here is working with unit testing probably right now. What do you want to actually learn about unit testing? Let me know. Yeah, maybe something that you know of that I don't know of that you need to learn, so we can learn it together. I use the Vite testing actually library. Yeah, I prefer also using type than interface. For some reason I got used to type more. I'm using actually Qualify for production, but Expo also seems to be fine. You can use this or that, it depends on you actually. But I never tried Expo actually. Yeah, that's also one thing maybe you need to know before I actually answer your question. Yeah, cool. Any more questions, guys? Interesting questions actually, very nice. How to use the type as a prop? I nearly actually, where is it? Where is that? You mean here, for example, for the use form? Because the use form actually returns that user schema type, so that's why you need to put it like there. But did you see something here that I actually used for a prop or type or something? If you have like something like children or something like that, for example here, let me check somewhere, or I actually probably use something like props, like to do props here. You see, you just use it like that, or you make this to do an NFC actually NFC component with passing actually what it does return or accept. I'm looking for something similar now to actually show you that. Interesting. I don't have some concrete, I think. Here you go. No, this is bad. Let me check. Yeah, this one, for example, the timer props can be here. You see? That's also a good part to pass a prop as a type. Yeah, hope that answered your question though. Alright guys, I think I will go right now. I honestly did around 2 hours now on the live stream. I think that's totally cool. And yeah, it's just 1 hour 35 minutes, not even nearly 2 hours. I'll go because I'm really destroyed. I need to sleep and wake up early to finish up with some stuff. We had a good session. We talked about a lot of stuff. Thanks Mark for that. And yeah, I wish you that you just follow and you share this live streams, and also you go on my Twitch. Please go to my Twitch and follow, because honestly that's what I like everybody to do, to just go to Twitch. I want to convert you all to my Twitch account, so you can be able to watch me also and watch the full screen over there as well. And if you want to actually the link, you can go to my profile on TikTok and you will find the link. Actually, I think you won't find the link in my Linktree part, but you can search me by Async Stack everywhere and you will find everything. And yes, I have a Discord. You can also go to my Linktree and you will find it there. Everything is there. So yeah, in Linktree I have GitHub, Discord. Make sure to follow. Thanks Aziz for the good night. Thanks also Rev for the good night. Good night to everybody. And yeah, wish to see you tomorrow, but tomorrow we will code 100%, so at least we bring more people to watch. Thanks a lot again and again, and see you soon, guys. All right, bye bye everyone, and thanks for the support. Ciao ciao.